So this is what we're going to achieve. You see me, it's not going to be synchronized audio, I know. It's because the video is coming from an Access camera on my table and the audio is going through, not through my camera. But this is what we're going to achieve. We're going to make a model and that on Teachable Machine, and we're going to export that model and run that in building an ACAP and running that in the camera. And in this case, it's just a simple, yes, glasses. And as you see at the bottom there, see, it's going to be saying off, glasses off. 9 is like 9.8. And if I put on my glasses, it's going to say on. So this is not a model that's going to be working in any, generic scenario at all. But this is just for the demonstration of how to build something to detect something very specific. So let's get down to it. So here we are within Teachable Machines, and you can see me in my USB camera. And I've made two labels, one called on and one called off, and one is with glasses, like this. I think I have about 100 images taken by my camera, not my USB camera, but the camera I have right here. And then we have an off right there, and with different angles of me looking into the camera or around. And then we train the model, and then we can see here in Teachable Machines that, yeah, okay, it works fairly decent. I think the microphone is kind of, but this is just a demo. So we go here and export model. And I will take TensorFlow Lite and Edge TPU, and I download that. And there we have it. So it's downloaded. And then we select quantized and download model. And it's going to convert and take some more time. So now if you look in your file browser, you have the, let's go to converted Edge TPU. You have to the TF Lite, and you have labels text. And we will just extract. And going back and doing the same thing with the TF Lite quantized. And there we go. So here is the repository, the GitHub repository TF Lite 1. And here you also find instructions. But let's go over this. So the first thing, you just get the link to through HTTPS and copy that one. And then I have a shell to my Linux machine. And we go git clone and paste that, cloning that directory. And now we can go into TF Lite and we can look in here, ls -l. So these are the pre-compiled ACAPs with MobileNet. So we can actually, we just remove them, those files. Got a message there, but I'll take it later. So if you go into source and model, you see a labels text, and you see the MobileNet models that was used when compiling this one. We can basically just remove everything because we're going to replace that. So it is empty now, right? And I use an FTP client called FileZilla, because I downloaded these two files on that we exported into, and then I go into TF Lite model, source model, and we can just drop those. There's one thing that you change here, and .tf Lite is going to be used when building, so we can't have a file called. So I will just call this quantized TF light. So now we have for edge TPU, and we have for the ARTPIC 8 and the CPU. So if we go back in here and just ls minus L, we have a labels text, and we have the those two models. So we can go down here, and now we have to open up an editor. I typically use Notepad++, but you can use any editor that you can access those files. I like Notepad++ because I can access through a plugin over SSH to a Linux machine and work with the files here. So let's see, we have the TF light right there, and we go to the Docker file. So we need to change two names here, and as you see, okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. What it's going to do, it's going to copy the appropriate model. So it's not going to be, so it's going to be model quant TF light, and it's going to copy that to TF model TF light, and then it's going to be removing here, and the model was model, not quant, but just model HTPU. There we go. But we're going to change also the name for this. So under source, there are 3 manifest files that you can change if you want to change the name. We're just going to be compiling for the edge TPU, but if you're going to compile for all of them and you want to change name. So here is the friendly name. We're going to call it glasses, and the package name is going to be glasses. Save that. But now when we change the package name, there are 2 more places we need to change in the make file. So that is the, oh, wrong. The package is going to be glasses, and also in the main file, there is right there app package name, glasses. We're done. So now we can go back here and then we can compile. So I'm just going to be compiling for edge TPU. So I just dot space edge TPU, and it's going to start compiling. The first time you're going to do this is going to take a while because it's a lot of things that's going to be pulling down the ACAP SDK and everything. But now when we look here, we have our glasses edge TPU. Now we can install that one. I will come up with a next video that will demonstrate how do you modify this with additional outputs and events and things like that. Thank you.